People say that Toyota is the king or the brand king of reliability in the world. To be honest, I do not agree with that. Hi guys, it's me again, and today we're taking yet another amazing trip to Chinchonchon, Japan. So if you're new here, please do want to hop on and ride with me simply by tapping the subscribe below and on the bell icon to turn on post notifications. Okay guys, so I am back here again and again to Motor Automobiles, because of course they have the best of the best of the best fleet of cars in the entire southwestern region. So yeah, I'm doing this through their sponsorship and that of Supercars of Nigeria, so my appreciation goes to them. People say that Toyota is the king or the brand king of reliability in the world. To be honest, I do not agree with that. Ha! Gotcha! I know you're probably like, why in the world would she even say that? Actually, yeah, I do agree. I'm not a big fan, but I do agree that Toyota produces very reliable cars. And so I introduce to you my spouse for today, the new 2019 Toyota Camry XSE. Yeah, that's my baby for today. Hola! So the 2019 Toyota Camry comes in 5 trims. Of course, you have the base trim, which is the L trim. Then you have LE, then SE, which they have at Motown here. Then you have XLE and XSE, which is my baby for today. Now, of course, if you look at the exterior design, you see that there is absolutely no change from that of its predecessor, which is the 2018 model. In fact, the only change on this entire car is the fact that they have included Apple CarPlay compatibility with the infotainment system, but that's for what we're going to talk about inside. So still on the exterior, of course, we have our headlamp, which has LED bulbs, and the grills on the XSE. Of course, this is the XSE. Let's call it extra sports trim or extra sport edition, of course. So it gives us this very massive and aggressive looking grills, which are, well, they give it this very sporty look. Do you know, there's something about sportier cars and how they just look lower to the ground, and so when they're driving they feel very balanced and very sporty. Of course, there's something about Toyota and their sporty cars. They actually do well when it comes to that, although in some of their rides they kind of feel jittery during the rides, but we're going to go into that in about a bit. Of course, here we're supposed to have some fog lights, but look, they have put some plastic fake vents here for us, and I guess that's just part of aesthetics, right? The Camry this time presents us, okay, this is the XSE. So both the XSE and the XLE have 18-inch wheels. Of course, these wheels are so beautiful. Oh my god, it's just perfect for the Camry. But on the L, the LE, and the SE, of course, we have 17-inch wheels. Cool, innit? When it comes to the suspensions, of course, the suspensions have been tweaked, so they're not like what it used to be before. These ones have been tweaked, and they're still not adaptive, so they're just up to one setting and one setting only, actually. So now let's check out what powers the car. Let's pop the hood and see what goes on right in there. Okay, so this Toyota Camry XSE 2019 model is powered by a 2.5 litre inline 4-cylinder, which is the same engine that is found on the L, LE and SE trims. There's also an optional 3.5 litre V6 engine, which is the same engine that powers the XLE. So those powered by the inline 4-cylinder exert about 203 horsepower. And when it comes to fuel economy, well, they speak a very understandable language, of course. It goes by 29 miles per gallon in the city and 41 miles per gallon on the highway. That's actually really low. Now, when it comes to those that are powered with the V6, which is found optional on the XSE but standard on the XLE, of course, that one exerts 301 horsepower, and fuel economy is 22 miles per gallon in the city and 33 miles per gallon on the highway. way. So yes, this beautiful baby here, as in all other Camry trims, is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission gear, which sends all of the power exerted to the front wheels. And in as much as we know that this is a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder, let's check what it sounds like on the 2019 Toyota Camry XSE. Okay guys, so right now we are inside the 2019 Toyota Camry, and I must say I'm actually really awed by everything I'm seeing here, especially telling by the fact that I literally just reviewed the new 2020 Lexus E350. So I'm going to be comparing a lot of things since Lexus is known to be the luxurious counterpart of Toyota. Anyway, okay, so now let's talk about the upholstery. We are inside the XSE, and as you can see, we have all premium leather that's covered in plastic bags because this is tear rubber. You just tear the rubber to launch your new motor again. So it's a brand new car. That's what I mean by tear rubber, just Nigerian terms. So you can see that everything here is finished in premium leather, and the car seats are perforated. I wish I could actually take this to show you. I wish I could take this off to show you rather. The seats actually perforated, and they feel pretty comfortable. Yeah, and spacious. So does take their time. Okay, so looking at the dash here, you can see that everything here is arranged in a particular order. For example, I like the way this is shaped, and this seems to center or focus on the driver, which is actually really cool. I think this does a better job than that of like the dash design on the 2020 Lexus ES350. What do you think? Tell me that in my comment section. Okay, so now this is the XSE, and so there are a couple differences. Okay, like on the L, the LE, and the SE, the upholstery there is cloth. When it comes to the infotainment system, those ones have something looking exactly like this, but they have a 7-inch infotainment system. While on here, we have an 8-inch infotainment system, which is also touchscreen. And so, just like I said earlier, the only difference or the only differentiating factor between this and its predecessor is the fact that this infotainment system is now made compatible with Apple CarPlay. So this 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system is running on the Toyota's Inform 3.0 system. So I like the way everything right here is just like pretty up to date, and it does look as though there's nothing really going on, but there's a whole lot going on all at the same time. Okay, so yeah, this is touchscreen. Like I said earlier, this is the radio that is on. Here you can select your phone to pair your phone. You have the phones that have already been paired before to test that. Of course, this place is just free. You have, of course, I forgot to mention that you have heated front seats on the 2019 Camry, which you can actually control from here. Of course, at this section you have 2 cup holders, and you have wireless charging port in 12-volt socket, 2 USB ports right available just here. So the Camry is simple, straightforward, up to date. I really like what I'm seeing. So in lower trims, of course, you have like your 6-speaker audio system, but right here in the XSE, we have a 9-speaker JBL audio system. Okay, so let's talk about the aesthetics of this car. Well, this is Toyota, and they build the best of the best, but at an affordable rate, so people can actually afford them. So you do have a whole lot of nice stuff. Like for example, right here you have some leather with great stitching, or you have plastic everywhere. It's affordable. You have like your door controls as usual, lock and unlock buttons for the blinds, everything. Then we have our air vents, and yeah, our gauge display, which has a touch of digitalism. Okay, just scratch that. If not I ever said that. Okay, we have like, of course, our gauge display with our speedometer, 4 gauge, and everything that is on there. So of course, the driver assistant features that have been included in this car include the forward collision warning, lane keep assist, rear view camera, where you have a rear view camera at this car. Then of course you have the lane departure warning with steering assist, and you have a very lightweight and precise steering. So there are actually more driver assistant features, like there are so many of them, especially like the higher the trim, and this is the highest trim, so you can imagine the lot. You also have a full panoramic roof, so no, it doesn't just end here, it does have another one at the back. So you can take out the blinds, you can cover it up fully by holding this, and yeah, it closes, or you can take it back. Cool. Oh, and the sweetest part about it is you can even take off the glass. That is cool, guys. So yeah, you have like your open roof. I can actually just stand up on the road and shout, "Yay, ride with me here! Come on, guys!" Okay, I'm not going to try that in Lagos. They just told me. And something else I really like, there's an optional heads-up display, but of course you can get that in higher trims at a fee, of course. Then you can also switch between driving modes. So right here we have Eco, Normal, and Sport. Now you know that unlike the Lexus ES350, which has its knob at the side, at the top of the steering wheel, here you have it down here as in most cars. So I feel like this is actually more practical and better. So right now we're in the back seat of the car, and I do have to say that this is actually really cool. I like the dark contrast to the design of the car. Okay, right here you can see that there's just enough leg room, of course, and so you can relax and enjoy your long ride or your ride or wherever it is you want to get to. So when it comes to headroom, this is actually pretty decent. Yeah, I like it. It's great. The floor does feel comfortable, and the carpet does feel soft. Yeah, really soft. I like it. I don't know why, but I just really like it. The leather is actually really good, and of course here you have your speakers, you have like your window controls, and you have right here your air vents. Okay, right now so we're at the back of the car, and as you can see, this is the headlamp, which is pretty nice, pretty cool. I like how like it looks, and I like how this comes. I only wish this came in red, but this isn't bad anyway. Then of course this is the XSE trim, and so a rear spoiler is expected. It's also found on the SE trim too. You can tell that this has a very there's this look that all sports cars have, sports sedans have. So this is actually one of them. So let's check out something about like the trunk space. Right here we have our trunk space, which is pretty decent, of course. So of course you have like your hook, which you can lift up, and hook here, and then you have what's beneath your car tools and stuff. Yeah, this is pretty decent. And the exciting part is you can actually take down the back seat for extra space, so you can actually take your bag or any long thing it is that you need to carry that can't exactly stay in here. This trunk space is pretty decent and is large enough for this class. Okay guys, so this brings us to the section things I do not like about the new 2019 Camry. Now, as beautiful and sporty and everything as this car seems to be, there are a few things about this car that don't exactly sit well with me. On the Camry trims that have like the 4-cylinder engines, it takes time to accelerate, so there's slow acceleration, and the gears take time to downshift, really. Okay, now when it comes to the infotainment system, they just made it compatible with Apple CarPlay, but there's no Android Auto on it. So Android users are kind of why are you guys chasing everybody to Apple? Why are you guys chasing everybody to Apple? Huh? Really? Now, the resolution on the infotainment system is something that I haven't exactly looked at, really, because it doesn't exactly like call for my attention, especially when it comes to the rear view camera display. So when you put the car in reverse, you can see that the display is just totally off. The resolution is poor, the view is somehow it's going to take some getting used to, actually, especially if you've been in or if you've driven better cars. Really, this is not something that's very impressive, to be honest. So something else that I do not exactly like about the 2019 Toyota Camry is the fact that there is no USB port or socket in the rear seat, so you have to depend on those in front, really. And then when it comes to headroom, in the front it is pretty decent, but I feel like they could have done better, especially telling by the fact that there's a panoramic sunroof right here. So someone who's like maybe 6 foot or 6'2" won't exactly do well in front. This though is somewhat better than that of the 2020 Lexus ES350. So now, something else about the front seats. While the front seats are heated, they are not ventilated. So you're trying to tell me now that you can make my bum hot, but you cannot make it cold. Another thing, when it comes to the door handles, this Toyota, really, we still have this right now, like this lock button and this lever in a 2019 model. Oh please, come on. We're back again in the back seat of the car, and you can see that in as much as the seats are lower, which give allowance for more headroom, you still find out that your legs are elevated, and so there's an uncomfortable feeling during the course of a very long drive. So you might feel the need to stretch your feet because you are tired, or you find yourself slanting just to be able to stretch your feet or stuff like that. Then, in as much as I said, yes, I do like the contrasting black design of the car, but the leather is too hard. Come on, if you punch this thing, your hand is going to hurt you. Your fist is going to... This is my small fist. Can you just... Now, something else. In as much as the cabin seems quiet now, when you're moving on the highway, you tend to hear the engine noise. So it is somewhat noisy, which isn't supposed to be, but that is excusable for now. For now. So what do I think of the 2019 Toyota Camry? Well, yes, it's a really reliable car. Of course, it has great handling. All of the driver assistant features present are great, super great. So they make driving a lot easier. Now, in as much as I just spoke about the features that I do not exactly like, they don't make the car any less of a better ride than so many options. Okay, so now, do I reckon you ignore this, you consider it, or you buy it? For the 2019 Camry, selling that the car is a reliable car, as well as all the other features that I just mentioned that it has, I strongly advise that you get the 2019 Camry. And here at Motown, it is for sale. The 2019 Camry XSE trim is going for 22 million naira, and they have the SE trim available in red, and that costs 22 million naira, but that is a negotiable price. So yes, this brings me to this section. Yes guys, we've arrived at our destination for today. Thank you so much for joining me once again. I really do appreciate your love and your loyalty so far. If you like what you have just seen, please do well to give me a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't yet, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel and tap on the bell icon below to turn on post notifications. Also, do well to follow me on Instagram so we can keep this wagon moving. With that being said, keep riding guys.